Hey everybody, welcome back to Movies Nat. I'm your host Cody, and today we're going to kick off my first movie review, and we're going to do it on Christine. Yes, Christine from 1983, one of John Carpenter's classic movies, in my opinion. So why am I doing my first movie review on Christine? Well, I have a funny history with this movie. So when I say a funny history, I mean I really didn't take this movie seriously when I was younger and growing up. And I didn't really take it seriously until probably maybe 5 years ago, if that. So yeah, like a quick recap there. Probably about 10 to 15 years ago when I first heard about this movie, I thought it was kind of just a dumb movie. Like it was a joke. Like, wow, we're doing a killer car. Really, that's what we're gonna do? A possessed car? So I didn't watch it. I didn't really care about it, even though it was John Carpenter. I knew who he was with Halloween. Halloween's my favorite franchise, and I just didn't care. But about 5 years ago, I finally gave this a fresh watch and wasn't a huge fan with it. But I liked the score. I kind of like, Carpenter's style to it, but that was about it. Didn't care about the characters, didn't care about the plot, didn't care about the car or anything like that. But I kept on watching it every year since then because it's always on AMC Fear Fest, and I'm a big Fear Fest guy. So I'm always watching that. I've watch it all the time this month. So it's been on 4 times this Fear Fest, and I have watched it all 4 times. Now, only 2 times have I watched it actually all the way through. And I gotta say, I love this movie now. I really do. Again, I love Carpenter's score and his style, everything to his being a director, being a good director. Sorry for the pause there, but being a good director, his creativity to it, the cinematography, I love that. But now I really have an appreciation for the characters, for the story, and I've come around to Christine herself. I like the car, I really do. So let's dive into it. So the movie starts off with a auto plant in the 1950s in Detroit. Christine, fresh off the assembly line, she's going down the assembly line, and they're closing up for the day. It's closing time for them, but the radio starts playing in Christine, and one of the supervisors or one of the workers there, decides to get in to see what's going on. He gets in the car. He's got a cigar. He flicks the cigar ash on the cellophane that's covering the brand new seats, and he gets killed. Yeah, Christine kills him. And then it flashes to the present day, which is 1983. We get introduced to our, 2 core characters, which are best friends, Arnie Cunningham and Dennis. Arnie starts off the movie as a kind of a nerdy type, the historical, weak nerd back in the day. So he starts off with that. Dennis, he's more of the, alpha kind of guy, or just one of the cooler kids in school, plays football, things like that. And then we start getting introduced to more characters, such as not really our final girl, but the love interest in the movie, who is Lee. We get introduced to a gang of bullies. I believe their names are Buddy, Moochie, Vandenberg, and I'm blanking on the other one, the 4th one. But we get introduced to all the supporting characters. And it really just starts off with, Arnie being picked on. He's the weakling, and he finally gets beat up by these group of bullies in shop class. Dennis comes in to help him, which he does. The bullies get in trouble. I believe Buddy gets expelled for having a switchblade. And after that scene, they're on their way home from school, and that's where Arnie sees Christine. Christine is in like this old strip of property that's owned by this like old guy who is the brother of the previous owner of Christine, who died in Christine. Now, this isn't brought up whenever Arnie and Dennis pull over to see it, because Arnie was infatuated by Christine. I mean, he thought it was love at first sight for him, for the most part. So they pull over, they're looking at Christine. Arnie wants to buy it right away. Dennis is trying to talk him out of it. Even the owner of Christine at the time is trying to talk him out of it. Like, you don't want this. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Arnie doesn't care. He buys the car. His parents do not like the car, so whenever he takes it home, his parents are pissed. Don't let him don't let Arnie keep the car at home. So instead, he has to take it to like a do your own work storage garage type of place called Darnell's, owned by an old gentleman named Darnell. So he takes it there, works on it, fixes Christine up, gets her back in a pristine condition, and from that point on, that's when Arnie's mood and character starts really changing. Goes from a weak nerd and really starts becoming a dark, hard-headed asshole at the end of the day. It really does. Dennis, his best friend, starts noticing that. And really what pisses Dennis off is he liked Lee, who is a new student at the school. She shows up. He's trying to shoot his shot with her. But Arnie swoops in, takes Lee away from Dennis. And really what screwed Dennis over for a good half of this movie was he was at a football game, going out for a pass. He sees Arnie and Lee making out, completely distracts him, gets hit because he wasn't paying attention, gets hurt, and gets put in the hospital. And then it goes on from there. So the weird events start happening, really from this point on. So we get Arnie and Lee go to the drive-ins, and Lee is upset that Arnie cares more about Christine than he does her. So she's, mad at him for that. They have a fight. Arnie leaves the car. Lee decides she's going to eat the burger that she has. The music in Christine starts playing, and that's something that I love about this movie is whenever Christine goes into kill mode, the radio turns green, like that bright green, like monster green, I guess. And old 50s rock music starts playing, and it's like a cool jam. And so that happens. Lee starts choking. Christine locks her doors. Arnie can't get in, but finally, they do save Lee. And then eventually, Arnie takes her home. He goes and drops Christine off at Darnell's. And the group of bullies go to get more revenge. Well, not more revenge, but get revenge on Arnie for getting them suspended and expelled and whatever. So they go and they trash and total Christine. Arnie sees this. He goes back in to Darnell's the next day with Lee, sees it's totally wrecked, freaks out on Lee. Lee runs away, and he is just devastated, completely pissed off that Christine seems like she's done for. Goes home. His parents say, oh, we're going to help you buy a new car. He doesn't care, doesn't want to hear that. Gets in a fight with his dad. Chokes his dad for the most part. And really, this is where Arnie is straight on dark. Straight dark from this point on. He ends up going back to Darnell's. He's going to fix her up, and she starts fixing herself up. And he does that classic scene where he gets out in front of Christine, and he goes, okay, show me. And she turns on her lights, and Christine fixes herself, puts herself back into pristine condition. And then Christine goes out on kill mode and runs down Moochie, kills him, and comes back. And at that point, I don't think Arnie was in the car. I think Christine was doing that by herself because he didn't seem to know about it. But a detective gets put on that case, finds out that Arnie has Christine, and I believe he knew the history of Christine and what happened before. So he questions Arnie after school and, question about how he fixed the car up so fast, where he got the parts, where he got the paint. Arnie's really kind of dodging the questions in a way. And the detective kind of understands that, but lets him go, whatever. And then finally, the rest of the bullies get taken out. So Buddy, Vandenberg, I'm blanking on the other guy's name. I forget his name. I think he starts with an N, though. Maybe. I'm not sure. Nathan, maybe? I don't know. But Christine runs them down, chases Buddy in his car. They roll up to the gas station where Vandenberg works. Christine trashes and totals Buddy's car, then blows up the gas station. Rips through the gas lines because Buddy's car was leaking gas. It sparks on fire. The whole gas station blows up. Buddy runs off. Christine comes flying after Buddy. Buddy's on foot. Christine's in the car, obviously. Car's on fire. Runs down Buddy. Well, it pulls into Darnell's. Smoldering, smoking everything. Darnell is like, what the hell is this? He calls his friend, like, hey, are you with Cunningham? I guess he was told yes. Cunningham's in Darnell's Cadillac. So Darnell's like, okay, there's something fishy going on there. He picks up his shotgun, walks over, no one in the car, and for whatever reason, he decides to sit in the car, and the radio starts playing in Christine, and smashes the seat, smashes Darnell, and kills him. Next day, Arnie's coming back, I guess with more parts and everything like that to do more work on Christine, and the police and detectives are there. Again, detective starts questioning Arnie more. Really is thinking Arnie is behind this, but again, Arnie I don't think was even in the car with everything going on. So again, the detective didn't do anything, nothing he could do there. So then it goes to Dennis and Arnie kind of rekindling their friendship. Arnie picks up Dennis, they're in Christine, and Arnie's kind of showing off Christine and kind of giving Dennis the hints of what Christine can do. And Dennis obviously sees that Christine's bad, right? Not good for Arnie, and is probably behind Arnie's mood in these killings. Dennis sees that, so Dennis the next day gets with Lee and is like, listen, we got to stop this. I know he's been terrible to you. He's violent. There's all these crazy things going on, all these killings. We believe Arnie's behind it. We got to destroy Christine. It's the only way to save Arnie. It's the only way to stop this. So they put together a plan to lure Arnie and Christine to Darnell's, where Dennis is going to take a bulldozer and try to wreck it. So they do that. They meet at Darnell's and to Christine. Arnie shows up to Darnell's. Christine and Lee are there with their plan ready to go. Lee tries to distract Arnie and Christine enough where they can set up the bulldozer to do the ultimate final showdown and fight between Dennis, Christine, and Arnie. And it's pretty cool. It's a fun fight. Arnie, though, does end up dying here. He gets sent through the windshield when he's trying to kill Lee. And then Christine just takes over it and is trying to do everything on her own. Fails. Dennis does destroy Christine with the bulldozer. They compact her in a compactor. Christine gets put in a cube. But the cool thing at the end, the radio still does play, but it does die out. But that was just a kind of nice touch. But yeah, so with that being said, again, I didn't like this movie growing up, and really not too long ago, I found, an appreciation for it. So I love this movie. I had my wife get it for me on DVD a couple years ago because I just really love this movie a lot. So it's something I always watch every year, and it's always on Fear Fest. So whenever it's on, it's on. It's on the background, or if I have time, I'm going to sit there and watch it. So with that being said, I'm going to give this movie a B+. Yeah, great movie. Have a great time with it. So if you guys liked what you saw here today, please like the video, comment down below with your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more. So thank you all for watching, and have a great rest of your day.